So, Bhavi, tell me something about yourself.
So hi people, my name is Bhavesh Singh Doon and I'm 19 years old and I'm currently residing in Karnal, Haryana. I got All India rank 256 and I have opted for National University of Juridical Sciences, or popularly known as NUJS Kolkata.
Okay. Uh, अगर आप मतलब how did you prepare for this CLAT examination? What were your strategies? How did you मतलब how did you end up getting into this college?
So my prep was basically nothing special of sorts. It was pretty basic. I got done. This was my second attempt. I'm a dropper. The first attempt was in 2022 after my board exams. In my scenario, the next CLAT exam was only in 6 months. So I considered that as an advantage rather than a disadvantage. So I was done with the basics. I knew the concepts. I was pretty thorough with the legal concepts. So during my 6 months, I emphasized more on practice and mock analysis, because in my earlier attempt I was very vague about my mock analysis and my mocks. I used to give mocks, but not regularly. I was not consistent with them. In my second attempt, I was pretty consistent with them. I had a timetable. I will not do anything from 2 to 4 on a Sunday. I will only give a mock. So that's just the basic things. You got to make a timetable. Some people make a weekly timetable. I prefer the daily one, because weekly one is very vague and very big. You write down 50 things and try to complete 45 of them, or how many of them. I couldn't do that. I used to make daily timetables. I jot down 5 or 6 things max. If I had done 4 or 5 of them, I was happy. Yeah, my day was a productive one then.
Okay. So, in your case, when you were giving CLAT, CLAT happened twice, right? And
Yeah,
you were just given
twice in 1 month.
6 months. So, in this, the time was very less. Did it actually impact your preparation?
It impacted my preparation in sorts that other people were very nervous. The people who also had their schools and they were like, how we are going to give CLAT. I considered that an advantage. I was done with my basics in the first attempt. Uh, in the 6 months, this was a do or die situation for me. Like, I'm not going to take a second draft for CLAT, obviously. This is a 5 year law degree. So in these 6 months, I was pretty focused on what was I doing. I kind of eliminated all the distractive things in my life, like social media and Insta being one of them. I used to use them, but very, on a very minute level. And in these 6 months, I think that was an advantage to me, giving two CLATs in 1 year. First, you have the experience on hand of what will happen in CLAT. Because in my first preparation, I was very confident that I'm going to crack it. I eventually did got a decentish rank, 1163, but I was disappointed. Why? Because I was going to get a decentish college. So I was like, yeah, 6 months है, कर लेते हैं, कोई बात नहीं, 6 महीना देखा जाएगा. And I got a tier 1 college, so I'm very happy that I took the decision. Also, if I have taken a college and then prepared for CLAT, मेरे को नहीं लगता था I would have been very serious. I would have been indulged in more my college life rather than CLAT.
Okay. So, how was your journey in Legal Edge?
LegalEdge, it was uh, more ups and downs. More ups, basically. Downs were the CLAT mocks. Those were the literal downs. We used to cry after giving a mock, some mocks. Though it has been really good. Ellie, the best thing about it is the mentorship. You and the teachers. Uh, it's sort of, feels like कि mentorship और जो teacher आपको मिल पाता है ना, that that is the key difference. Source material, you can find it everywhere. The basic thing is how the teachers teach you or how the mentors mentor you. So that has been really good in LE.
How did you use your sources, utilize your sources in these 6 months?
For my sources, my day used to start with a newspaper. Newspaper was key, whether you're reading the Hindu or the Indian Express. So I preferred the Hindu. After that, for my English, I was not a very reading intensive guy. I did not like reading. So my first thing was I need to get my reading in check. So I used to read really heavy stuff from sites like Eon or Swaminomics. I didn't like economics, so I had to read a lot of economic stuff. Used to read like 25-30 minutes passages. Uh, उनसे help क्या मिला? It helped me better my focus. Mera For example, before I may be taking 35 minutes on an English section. English section मेरा आते आते 25 minutes हो गया था. That is pretty good. uh, and more than your sources, I'll also advise people who are going to give CLAT, please don't use too many sources for GK. Use one or at max two sources. Drishti IAS is good and your coaching is good. और मैंने तो बस coaching का करा था. I've seen people use Drishti, that's why I'm saying Drishti. I only use my material and the coaching's material. I think that is more than enough. But if you want to use Drishti, and also while using sites like Drishti, please keep in mind they're making UPSC notes. They're not making CLAT notes. You don't need to read Drishti's compendium. That compendium of 60, 70 pages is not for you. That is not fruitful for you. And also, please make your own notes. Please summarize a topic in not more than 2 pages, and that is enough for CLAT actually.
You being a dropper, तो उसमें बहुत सारे मेंटल ब्लॉकेजेस आए होंगे या यू माइट हैव फेल्ट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, बहुत सारे डिलेमास होंगे, होगा नहीं होगा, मतलब हाउ डिड यू डील विद दैट? बिकॉज दीज थिंग्स कम इन योर माइंड ना, एक बार नहीं हुआ है तो सेकेंड बार लग रहा है, डिमोटिवेशन हो रही है. हाउ हाउ डिड यू डील विद दिस?
So being a dropper, the biggest advantage and also the biggest disadvantage is that you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to study and you have a lot of time to think. And when you start to think now, most of the 90% of the thought you have is negative. Like, boss, I already gave CLAT. What if second time भी दिया तो हमारा पप्पू दोबारा ना बैठ जाए? ठीक है. Third being like there is a source of sort of pressure on you. कि I'm a dropper. What if my parent? What are my parents thinking actually? So उनका तो कुछ इलाज नहीं है. You just have to stop thinking. Talk to good people. Find decent enough friends if you can. Talk to them. Uh, just find good mentors if you can. कभी कभी उनको आपको लाइन पे भी लाना पड़ेगा और कभी कभी उनको आपको लात भी मारनी पड़ेगी. ये बस चुपचाप कर लो. यू ओनली हैव 6 months और अ ईयर एंड दैट इज कि आप क्या तो कर जाओगे क्या तो नहीं करोगे.
So, as you were an online student, did it become a hurdle? It was advantages, disadvantages. मतलब online में problem ये होता ना, मतलब you are not indirectly interacting with the faculties. You're always on, मतलब on PC or laptop. Did it impact, or did you face issues in this?
Online there specifically online the disadvantages are you have to be disciplined. आप ऑफलाइन एक कल्चर में आप एक क्लास लेने जाते हो तो द टीचर कीप्स एन आई ऑन यू that you are not misbehaving, that you are taking down the notes. Online, you just have to press one button and you are out of the class. You can do whatever you want to. You need to have a timetable. If there is a class from 12 to 2, I have to attend it. The second one is that the advantage is that there is no traveling hassle. You're in the comfort of your house. You have all the source material here. If you can, please opt for a mentorship program. If you can meet your teachers virtually, face to face. That is good if you can opt for it. Please try to interact with your teachers as much as you can. Online में आपको ही करना पड़ता है. Offline में teachers, it is on the teacher to interact with the students. So on online, it is more on the student that you have to ask questions. You have to ask even the petty questions also to make the teacher interact with you. That is the hassle with online. Nothing more than that.
What all problems did you face in this whole journey? And how did you overcome? My whole purpose is like you should, how did you solve all these basic problems which every student faces? So what are problems were there?
See, one of the most basic problem is people have is of reading speed. Most of the crowd, 95% of them are not avid readers, like the rest of the 5%. I was also not an avid reader. So to increase our reading speeds, you first need to start at the most basic level. Try a newspaper. Try to read an editorial at your pace and try to understand it. If you can, well and good, or find the newspaper, The Hindu Explained on YouTube. Everywhere you can find it. The best thing that can help you with reading speed is 1 hour, 2 hour reading focused sessions. What I used to do, I used to take out 1 hour, 1 hour legal specific question solving session, 1 hour for English and 1 hour for logical on different days, obviously. But you have to do it. CLAT is not really a what you have in your brain, what kind of knowledge you have. It is more of a skill based exam. The more you practice, the more you better yourself in question solving. That is the key. Because in CLAT exam, the person is not asking you to explain the tutorial to him in a subjective answer. He's giving you a passage and he's giving you 4 to 5 questions, and the answer is exact. It is not subjective. You have to just take the answer and mark it. So you have to get used to key. You don't need to understand the passage. You just need to understand the questions and you need to answer them. Second is you will feel overwhelmed by the GK. You will feel like I'm just studying GK on and on and on, and the material is not ending. The best thing to not feel that is please do GK regularly. Please don't leave GK on the last 3 or 4 months. Regularly आप करते जाओ करते जाओ करते जाओ. And my advice is in the last 1 month, please don't touch any new material. Whatever you have, if you have one register, two register, please do your GK from them. Even आपका GK उधर से चाहे जितना मर्जी आए, but you will be, at least your mind will be free and you'll able to deal with the anxiety that GK gives you. And also, please don't leave any subject thinking like, yeah, maths is very weak. I'll just drop the 15 questions and do them somewhere else. That is the wrong approach. Then you are only attempting 135, not 135, maybe now 100 questions, and thinking I'll be in the top 100 or 200. That is not possible. You will have to score 2 or 3 marks, or at the minimum 5 marks there. Also, for legal, I think if you're studying law, your legal should be good. So try to better your legal concepts, basic legal concepts. Criminal, don't go overboard. You don't need to do a PhD on it right now. Just study the basic principles. What is a homicide? What is a murder? What is the difference between them? And for logical and English, those are just practice based uh, sections. You just need to do practice, practice, and practice.
Okay. So as I have noticed with a lot of students, even you, तो CLAT as a paper is like कुछ bad phases जो अपनी preparation होती है उसमें कुछ बहुत bad phases होते हैं, कुछ बहुत good phases होते हैं. So is it with everyone या फिर actually even you face कि वो bad phases and good phases वाला time आता है? And how did you deal with them? Or how you coped up with the bad phases and again made up your mind to study again?
Well, the good part about studying about CLAT is you meet a lot of new people, a lot of people who think the same, because a CLAT, the law is not it is a huge community, but in present day India, it is in small third tier or fourth tier cities, it is not a big deal. Still, science and technology dominate there. So, meeting new people who think the same, who are following the same industry as you are, feels great. You have a community. The bad part is about sometimes you feel overwhelmed. Sometimes you're not getting the mock scores. And also, I'll suggest you people, mocks are very important, but please don't take them as the indicator that how your CLAT will go. If you're getting 110 in your mocks or even 120, that doesn't mean your CLAT will go like overly good or you'll get the rank one. CLAT is a CLAT. The way will you give CLAT on that day will always be different. Please keep that in mind. Please don't be overly confident or please don't be confident. Just be like, I put my best. I've given my 100%. Now ab jo hoga so hoga. Go with that attitude. If the paper comes overly hard, feel that way. If it is hard for me, then other people can't do it. Go with that attitude and you'll crack a good college.
So, Bhavi, as you were a dropper, what are your suggestions for our dropper kids?
Droppers, first, I told them, please don't try to not think much. You will. It is natural to think negatively about yourself. It is human, I guess. Try to divert from it. Please try to eliminate the destructive or the disruptive parts of your life. Social media is one of them. Try not to engage in unfruitful activities. You are engaging in debates online about a very uh, trivial matter, who will win the Oscar or something. Don't do that. Second is, please make a timetable. That is the most important thing I can tell you. Before sleeping, you should know what are you going to do tomorrow. For example, and also please don't make a very over complex timetable. Your timetable should only consist of 5 or 6 things. uh, I'll do legal tomorrow. With legal, I'll do a very non-reading intensive section, also like maths or GK. Then I'll attend my classes. Then I'll revise my classes and my previous classes. If I have some mock that I have not analyzed, I'll analyze that mock. Uh, Another thing for droppers is you don't have much going on rather than planned. So find an activity or some physical activity that can distract you for 1 or 2 hours. That could be going to the gym or going for a run. That is really important for you because you are in your home or at the coaching 80% of the time. If you are a dropper, so you need to find a distraction, a fruitful distraction. That's it, I guess.
Bhavi, as you might have followed, the CLAT pattern changed again. So, should this actually impact a lot on any student? Should he think a lot about it? And should it affect the kid so much?
First of all, it will, make you question for 1 or 2 days, but it should end there. आपको 1 या 2 दिन से ज्यादा सोचना भी नहीं है. Why? First of all, the CLAT also changed from my 6 months में हो गया था. हमारे वाले में भी change आया. Uh, the serious people don't think about it. Why? First of all, pattern change हुआ है वो तो सबके लिए हुआ है. It is not like if you are from Maharashtra, you will only get 120 questions, and you are from Karnataka, you will get 150 questions. ऐसा नहीं हुआ. Even if you are Maharashtra, Haryana, सबके लिए change हुआ है. Also, please don't try to judge or assume what the exam will be. Please don't try to judge ki GK will be easy or if they have reduced the questions, so exam will be overly difficult. No, exam has always been moderate. It will be moderate. If you're lucky, it will be easy, but it won't be super hard. If it is super hard, it is for everybody. So do your best and prepare for the worst. That is my motto. Prepare for the worst. And for preparing for the worst, please give difficult mocks. Please don't shy away from them. Difficult mocks prepare you for the worst. If you get 60, 70, 80, वो आपका क्लैट का रिजल्ट तो नहीं है ना. जस्ट थिंक कि अगर ये इतना डिफिकल्ट मॉक था, सी योर परसेंटाइल, सी योर रैंक. इफ योर परसेंटाइल इज 70, 80, तब आपको दिक्कत होनी चाहिए. इफ योर रैंक इज इन योर कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट 200 और 300, तब आपको दिक्कत होना चाहिए. प्लीज डोंट थिंक टू मच अबाउट मार्क्स. सबके लिए पैटर्न चेंज हुआ है. जस्ट पुट योर बेस्ट. जितना हो सकता है आप उतना बेस्ट ट्राई करिए. 120 questions is for everybody. The paper won't be easy, the paper won't be hard, it will be moderate. So go with that vision.
Okay. So what should be a student's strategy in the next 5 months, as CLAT just has 5 months more?
For the next 5 months, I hope you are completed with your basics. If you're not, please complete them at the earliest. The next question will be, try to, complete your GK once. You should be revised with your notes till now. क्योंकि next 5 months में आप में 5 months के 4 months पे तो आपको न्यू डाटा आएगा, और वो हेवी डाटा होगा, और वो थोड़ा सा इन डेप्थ भी होगा. Why? Because CLAT is new. So please try to complete all your current affairs. Next is, please, in the next 2 months, make a way of you giving a mock. What do I mean by that? Please find a way. Please experiment with your mocks कि आपका सबसे effective तरीका कौन सा जाता है mocks. For example, the way I used to give my mocks, I used to do legal first, then a non-reading intensive section like QT, then logical reasoning, then GK, and then at the last English. That was my way of giving them up. That was the most effective way I could get more marks. So please decide on that. And I will suggest you, please don't do GK as the first subject. Many people do that. I also used to do that because GK is very unpredictable. GK can be like 25 marks out of 30, and it can also be like 10 marks out of 30. So please don't do GK in the front. Please make your way of giving a mock. And the most important one is, please don't do discrimination against your mocks. You have to give them. If you don't do mocks and you don't do mock analysis, somewhere or the other, you may be the brightest kid in the whole batch, but you won't crack a good college. Why? Again, it is a practice intensive paper. So you need to give mocks. Don't give 2 mocks a day. 3 or 4 mocks in per week is fine. And the most important thing is mock analysis. Don't repeat your mistakes. You need mock analysis where you learn your mistake. See, there is an assumption question. For the last 3 mocks, assumption question आता है, tricky आता है, मेरा गलत होता है. तो अगर मेरे को टॉपिक में प्रॉब्लम है, गो बैक टू द टीचर और गो बैक टू योर थ्योरी पार्ट एंड सी अजम्पशन दोबारा पढ़ो. अगर नेक्स्ट मॉक में अगर मेरा अजम्पशन क्वेश्चन चाहे वो टफ हो, ठीक हो रहा है, दैट इज द इम्प्रूवमेंट दैट आई हैव मेड.
Okay. Anything you would like to add on, which I might have not asked, or any tips or anything you would like to add on?
If you can, you could go for a small group of people you study with. It shouldn't be a very big group of like 10 to 15 people. Try if you can. ये must वाला situation नहीं है, can वाला situation. If it is possible, if you have right people around you, try to select 2 or 3 people that you discuss your notes with. You try to discuss your strategy with, and the people who will tell you to your face, boss, ये गलत है. Those can be your teachers or mentors, but teachers and mentors still they can't be there every time. So friends is a must. If you can, it's a good. If you can't, it is not like you're not going to crack a good college. So that's it.
Shall we conclude, Bhavi?
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.